Hi Year 4 and welcome to our class reader. Okay, so if you were with us last time for chapter 38, you'll remember that they'd come back from being in the mountains, following the poachers, finding out what they were up to, and then they discovered in the shed that was locked when they got into it that there were lots of leopard skins in there. But the poachers had been very crafty about it, because what they'd done is they'd stamped each fur with Ruby's dad's name, so it looked like he had been the one that was poaching and collecting these furs, and I guess to protect themselves from him going to the police, because they would be able to put all the blame onto him. So at the end of it, Dad had concluded that they were going to have to leave India, because they were in too much trouble. Okay, so poor Ruby was very upset because she was starting to settle, wasn't she, in India, and starting to feel at home. She'd made friends. So let's see what happens. Later, as I'm frantically throwing clothes into a backpack, Praveen bursts through the bedroom door. Joey bounces in behind him. The skin is cut above Praveen's left eyebrow. His cheeks are flushed red and there's anger in his eyes. Mr. Bart and Mr. Anand are moving all the leopard skins. I try to intervene, but Mr. Bart knocked me down. We have to stop them, I say, jumping up. They can't get away with this. It's too dangerous, he says, shaking his head. When are the police coming? Are they here? They're not coming, I say, and tell him about how Toad has framed Dad for everything. Praveen sinks to the bed. Is that it? Are the bosses really going to get away with killing all those leopards? The cub mews next to him. I stroke Joey, who nibbles my toe. Wait here, I say, and I fetch 2 bottles, one for the cub and one for Joey. We sit quietly side by side, feeding them. My mum would have hated everything about this mess. Praveen nods, but I bet she would be happy about some things, like the animals you've saved. I smile. What are you going to call the cub? He asks. I can't give her a name, I say. It doesn't feel right. I want to send her back out into the wild one day. What's the word for leopard in Hindi? Tendua, he replies. Then for now I'll call her Tendu, I say. The cub lifts her head and yawns, scrunching her eyes shut and showing rows of tiny sharp teeth. Just then I hear it, a bark from nearby. Polly! I gasp. I cradle the cub, stand and follow the sound with Praveen right behind me. It comes from Grandma's room, but when I get there it's empty. I sit on the bed. Polly! I call. She barks from close by. I crawl to the end of the bed and dangle my head over the side. Upside down, a rough tongue licks my face. I laugh and climb down. Polly lies in Grandma's empty open suitcase under the bed. With her are 3 puppies. Polly, I cry, letting the baby cub walk on the floor while I stroke Polly. She lowers her head and sniffs the cub, licking the cub's back like she's her own. Then she picks it up by the scruff of its neck and drops it in with her puppies. She lies back down and the puppies crawl over each other to suckle. Even though the cub is 3 times the size of the puppies, she slots in between them and feeds too. I can't believe I didn't know, I say. Dogs go off by themselves to have their puppies, don't they? Praveen kneels next to me. I nod. I think she's going to be a mum to the leopard cub too. I turn and beam at him. This way she'll have a real shot at going back to the wild. We both sit and watch the puppies squeak and squirm. Their eyes are all closed. I play with the little leopard cub like I would a kitten. She chases a piece of string back and forth, lunging for it with her big paws and batting it in the air like she's boxing. The cub rubs the side of her face against the palm of my hand. Her tail sticks straight up into the air playfully. A puppy rests its head on the cub's neck. I wish I could take photos of them, I say. I miss my camera already. I can't believe you lost all your photos, saying Praveen. I reach into my pocket and pull out the memory card. There's a crack down the middle of the plastic. I sigh. I don't think there's any hope of getting them back. Why don't we take the memory card to the police? Asked Praveen, his eyes lighting up. They'll be able to salvage the photographs, I'm sure. I shake my head. What if they can't? We'd have to tell them why the photos are important, and then they might go after Dad. It's too risky. I look outside. It's dark and stormy. There's a printer in town, says Praveen. They fix cameras. We could at least try there. Now that is a good idea, I say, grinning at him. I turn the memory card over and over in my fingers. It has to work. It could be my only chance at stopping Dad from being blamed for everything. Well, hopefully it's looking like maybe Ruby and Praveen could sort this mess out, and hopefully the poachers are the ones who are going to find themselves in trouble and not Ruby's dad. Well, it's good news about the cub, isn't it, as well? And lovely that Polly's had puppies, and hopefully she's going to be a mother to the cub as well until it's ready to go back into the wild. So, right, well, things are looking up. So hopefully, fingers crossed, all will turn out well and Ruby will get to stay in her new home in India. So join me next time to find out, children, because actually we've only got I think 2 or 3 chapters till the end of the book. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is put on some extra chapters so that we can finish this before half term. So we might put 1 or 2 on a day as we get nearer to half term so that we can finish it, and then we can start our new book, The Parent Controller. Is it The Parent Controller? Hang on a moment, let me have a look. The Person Controller, sorry. The Person Controller, David Baddiel. So, if you would like to get the book to follow along while I'm reading the chapters, then by all means do so. I know a couple of you have been doing that with When the Mountains Roared. So if you prefer to do that and read along, then you can get this book off Amazon. I bought this, but you'll be able to get it online. So it's David Baddiel, The Person Controller, and we're going to start that one as our new class reader after half term. Okay then, children, but don't forget you don't have to get it. I'm going to be reading the chapters anyway, so you're going to be able to enjoy the book without having the book yourself. Okay then, but entirely up to you. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed today's read. And I can't wait to get to the end and find out what happens next. So, see you soon, Year 4. Bye.